Hi, and welcome to another episode of Leading You. I'm Julie Hyde, and this episode we're going to be talking about age. It's something that I have been hearing so much about around boardrooms from clients, from friends, men and women who are really concerned about age and what that means. And I'm talking about people from their early 40s up. I feel like this is a really big topic that we need to talk about because if we get sucked into this age story, it can soon become an epidemic and it will hold us back in ways you cannot even imagine. Now, before we jump into that, I really want to thank you for the feedback on the past couple of episodes around identity. It has really been resonating with people and getting them to think about where they are sitting on that identity ladder and also if they are practicing eyes up leadership and thinking about their relevance now and for where they want to go next. So thank you so much for that feedback. So let's jump into this discussion today about age. It's something that I'm really, really passionate about. I'm hearing, the words, I'm too old. Would they consider someone younger over me? I feel invisible in meetings lately. I'm feeling a little bit defunct. I am worried that technology is moving faster than me. And these aren't rare comments. They're showing up in casual conversations, at coffee, at dinners, in mentoring sessions. And it just happened today. And the pattern is that people aren't being told that they're past it. They're deciding that they might be themselves. And that doubt starts shaping how you show up. Now, why this thinking limits you? The moment that age becomes part of your identity story, it becomes a ceiling. You start self-editing, you start playing safer, you might hold back on applying for new roles, on sharing your opinion, on going for that client, on seeking out a mentor. You might avoid opportunities. You might start over preparing to prove yourself. And you might start thinking, maybe this is not for me anymore. So your energy shifts before your capability does. And don't forget, you are a reflection of your energy. So people read your energy before anything else. And if you're showing up in a room and you're feeling lack, you're feeling not good enough, you're feeling too old, your demeanor, your behaviors are going to reflect that because that's what you're thinking. And don't forget, your mindset determines your actions, which determines your results. So this kind of thinking is not helping anyone, whether you have a career or whether you are an entrepreneur or a blend of both. This thinking is not helping anyone. People respond to confidence, they respond to presence, they respond to relevance, and they respond to people who have absolute clarity over who they are and what they stand for and the value that they bring. Not necessarily birth dates or not birth dates. Like, why does anyone need to know how old you actually are? So when you subtly doubt yourself, other people feel it. And this is how capable people, capable leaders shrink without even realizing it. Now, let's talk about ageism. I know it's a thing. I know it exists. Let's acknowledge that. I am not naive to the fact that this exists. In some industries, it's really prevalent. In some environments, it's very prevalent. It is real. It is unfair. It is frustrating. I'm not going to go into all of the statistics about it. We know that it is within organizations. But here's the danger. When you outsource your power to this, you have lost the game. You can't buy in to other people's belief about age or even tenure. So when people have been in an organization for a long time, we can't buy into the fact that they're past their value date, they're past their use by date. All of that is complete bullshit. But the thing is, when you buy into that, you outsource your power to it. And therefore, you've really lost that game. So I am someone who believes that if you can tap into and uphold your standards, if you can invest in and show people your skills and your capability and your opportunity through your positioning, through your authority, if you can really tweak your mindset to be in a better place about age and how you think about it and how you perceive it and how you choose to respond, you are going to be in a much more empowered place than if you did the opposite. And you're going to be in a much better place to be able to show your relevance and show how valuable you are, because you have lived life. You have gone through many ups and downs. You've had your back against the wall more than once. You have experienced different people, gone through different relationships, experienced different leaders, different cultures, different organizations. And there's so much value in that. There's so much experience there that you can tap into rather than tapping into the beliefs of others or buying into that or letting your mindset be influenced by words such as ageism or what other people are telling you about other people. Age has nothing to do with how long you can be valuable in a career now. We are living longer. Our brains and our minds are much more active, are maintained more so than they were previously. People aren't retiring now at 65 and they're done and dusted and they're off touring around the countryside in their caravan. People are wanting to work longer. They're wanting to contribute longer in different ways. There is so much value in that. And you are so much more than a date on your birth certificate. So what I recommend you focus on instead is your relevance. So to stay curious, to stay eyes up, read the landscape, read what's going on in organizations, read what's going on in the environment, tap into AI. What's happening there in your world? How can you get better at that? You know, those who stay ignorant to these types of progression, they will become irrelevant really, really quickly. And that's when age can start to become the determining factor. And it's not because of the birth date, it's because of the value that you can give and how relevant you are to where the organization is heading, to your clients, to the generations that we're leading now. We need to be really curious about that. And we need to make sure that we stay learning. Invest in yourself. Invest in mentors. Invest in coaching. Invest in reading. in learning. I have so many friends who are into their 60s and they are so relevant and so in demand because they do all of that. They stay connected to what's changing, especially around tech and the AI space, because let's face it, that's the space that's changing most rapidly. So not only are they still contributing, still really, really valuable, but they are in demand. And one is in a career and one runs her own business. And they are both flying. Relevance is magnetic, but you create your own relevance. No one can do that for you. So here as 5 ways that I feel that you can really tap into that relevance and how you can really reshape your mindset around this and stay grounded to your value rather than letting it be, or rather than letting your mindset be invested in other disempowering places. So number 1 is identity over insecurity. Who are you now? What do you stand for? And what do you bring that is unique, that other people can't? What is the value that you bring? The experience that you have is leverage when you own it, when you voice it, when you position yourself accordingly. Number 2, energy over comparison. Stop scanning the room for younger. Stop thinking about, my next step in my career, that has to be the right one because I am getting into my 50s. No. Start anchoring into your capabilities. Age is not a limit. Age does not define you. Comparison drains your authority. Number 5. I can't remember what numbers I'm up to. But let's go. Growth over comfort. Keep stretching. Keep investing in yourself. Keep evolving. Keep choosing challenge. That's what keeps a leadership alive. That's what keeps your relevance alive. So read, understand the marketplace, listen to what's going on around you, invest in mentors, etc. But really, growth over comfort. If you're staying still, that's when you stop growing. And when you stop growing, that's when you die. So growth over comfort. And then choice over fear. Every day, choose whether you expand or whether you contract, whether you lead or whether you hide, and whether you engage or whether you retreat. Age doesn't decide that. You do. So make that choice to anchor your mindset in something empowering. Choose an empowering mindset over the fear of age. So what do you need to anchor into? Is there meditations that you can do to help with this? Are there affirmations that you can say in the morning? Is there some sort of coaching that you can get to really tap into your identity and to understand how you're positioning yourself and how you show up in the rooms that you are in? My Lead Her mastermind taps into all of that, but it doesn't have to be my program. If this is something you are struggling with, you should invest in the help to really get you anchored, because you are so not done yet unless you want to be. If you want to be, all credit to you. Go off and do whatever you want to do. But if you're not, and if you're letting fear guide your decisions, then that is a whole different story. And you can keep listening to this podcast on repeat. So the biggest threat to most people's careers is not age. It's the story they start telling themselves about it. You are not running out of time. Male, female, whatever you identify as, age does not define you. Age does not have to limit you. You hopefully will run out of tolerance for playing small. And therefore, you will re-anchor back into who you are and what you stand for. Experience plus self-belief plus relevance equals authority. And that only gets stronger when you choose it. So I hope that you use this podcast episode as a bit of a reminder and send it to someone who you've heard them speak about their age in a negative sense, in that they're really thinking about their next career move because it might be their last one because of their age. Now, if it's a retirement scenario and it's something they want, different story. If it's not, then they need to listen to this episode. So hopefully this rings true for you. And thank you for listening. And as always, I really welcome your feedback and would love you to rate and review the podcast. So thank you for listening to this episode of Leading You, and I look forward to being in your ears again soon.